Hi everyone, Jared and Jen Fisher, certified functional nutritionists, co-founders of Organically Foods. Today we're going to talk to you about what it means to be grain-free.
What does grain-free mean and why do people need to choose that option?
I think before explaining why somebody would choose to go grain-free, let's first define what grain-free means. So grain-free means the elimination of all grain product from your diet. That includes wheat, rice, corn, oats, barley, anything that is considered a grain.
Yes, so this is different than gluten.
Gluten-free and grain-free is similar, but it is different. If you're going grain-free, you're automatically gluten-free, right? Because gluten is found in grains.
Yes.
So if you're gonna go grain-free, by doing that, you are gluten-free.
Yes.
Automatically.
Yes.
Grain-free takes it a step further than just gluten-free. So you ask, why would somebody go grain-free? Well, the concern is that, as we know, grains today are highly processed.
Yes.
They're not the same as they were decades ago. They've been genetically modified. They're highly sprayed with pesticides, right? There's all sorts of issues with grains these days.
That are causing people lots of
problems.
Lots of issues.
And there's a Dr. David Perlmutter. He wrote a great book, Grain Brain, and he describes a lot of the issues with grains. So as we discussed in a previous video, we talked about gluten and the health concerns with gluten. But if we're talking specifically about grains, there's also some very serious health concerns with grains, and is one of the reasons why we have decided not to include grains in any of our products.
So if, in fact, you have an autoimmune disease, so you can be gluten-free and you can still be having reactions, like he was saying, like brain fog, stomach aches, you get very swollen. It's because you need to go ahead and eliminate all grains. And so that's why it was really important that we don't add grains to our baking mix, because we find it very important to take out all grains, not just the gluten. I mean, even arthritis. People with arthritis, people with RA, people with stomach issues, eliminating the grains can give them a lot of relief.
Well, we definitively know nowadays that grains are pro-inflammatory, right? And so any doctor who knows anything about nutrition, if you go and see a doctor and you're having digestive issues or inflammatory issues, they're probably going to recommend a diet that eliminates certain pro-inflammatory foods. And what's typically on that list? Elimination of grains, right?
That's always a great start, for sure.
So you would think, Jen, that by going grain-free, you're eliminating wheat, that it's really limiting and restrictive. Why does that not have to be the case?
Yeah, it used to be, but there's so many options now. Like with ours, we went and used the almond flour, coconut flour, and the arrowroot. Okay, so those are all grain-free. There's so many great options now. There's cassava root flour, there's tiger nut flour. I mean, there's so many great ways that you can still enjoy bread and, cupcake, pancakes. And that's really what, it was our main focus, was like, okay, let's find something delicious that isn't compromising the integrity of the body, which would be to eliminate the grains.
Yeah, I mean, typically, when you tell somebody, oh, I'm going grain-free, their first thought is, well, that must suck. You can never have bread again. Which isn't the case. It doesn't have to be limiting. It doesn't have to be restricting. As we've proven with our food products and our baking mix, it tastes amazing, right? It's not even a compromise. It's not, well, I can't eat wheat, and so I'm going to eat this product that's made with almond flour. but it doesn't taste good. That's not the reality. As we know, especially you, being that you're the one in the kitchen a lot developing these products, going grain-free doesn't have to be restrictive. It doesn't have to be limiting. And there's a lot of really fun food products that you can make with alternatives like almond flour, like coconut flour, that eliminate grains while still tasting amazing. I mean, our kids love this stuff.
We have 2 kids, and I both have them on all the flours that we mentioned, the tiger nut flour, cassava root. And, even with kids growing up with their anxieties and such, it really will decrease the inflammation, which causes a lot of these behavioral issues as well. So we just decided, our whole family is grain-free, and the benefits are amazing.
Thanks for joining us, everyone, in our discussion of what it means to be grain-free. For more information on Organically Foods, please visit us online at organiclyfoods.com. Thank you.
Thank you.